I heard a song today that said, I don't need a crown to celebrate how strong I am. I just need a reliable shoulder to lean on. Maybe I misquoted. I don't remember the exact lyrics, but it's something along that line. And this describes exactly how I feel in this moment. I turned my camera on and I had two business content that I wanted to talk about and a career content which I'm gonna post in the future, but I started recording those videos and it felt like that's just not what I was supposed to talk about. So I'm gonna just follow my spirit and send this message to whoever needs to hear it. Your independence is blocking you. And this is a word from me. I honestly believe that being a self-starter, being an independent person is one of my biggest strengths. Like, I can run a one-man show down into the ground. It's also one of my greatest weaknesses because there are things that come with that, which are struggling to accept help, struggling to talk about what's going on in your life right now and the ways that you need people to support you. That's a struggle that comes with always trying to be independent. And I can think back to my childhood as the eldest child and having to just take care of a lot of responsibilities. I can see where this trait started, right? And even though this is just a natural self-preservation tool, it can create a lot of different distance that does not serve us. I remember once when I was in undergrad, right? And we had a exam. It was a final exam going on. And we were able to do the exam from home with a webcam. So I turned my phone off or I put it on Do Not Disturb because I'm taking my exam, right? When I was going through the exam, I realized that I didn't know many of these questions. And I'm like, man, I can't fail this because I was on a scholarship. We can only fail a certain amount of things until your scholarship is in jeopardy. So I was like, man, okay. I did what I could. I didn't think to reach out to help because I'm thinking everybody's in the exam, so nobody's probably going to pick their phone up. And even if they did, I was just not going to reach out because I got this. When I finished the exam, I saw about 20 missed calls on my phone. Turns out, half of the class was already on a group chat helping each other with the answers, while I'm over here running my one-man show. I got very low. I didn't fail, but my score wasn't high. And majority of the people who were together doing the exam got super high grades. And that also turned into the fact that by graduation time, many of the students in the class had full-time offers that they were going to move on to because they were collaborating a lot with each other and, passing on opportunities and just helping to lift each other's confidence and spirit and to network. I was struggling with my networking issues. I was having a full-on identity crisis. I did not really see myself in the field that I studied 4 years for, and I didn't know what to do about it. Nobody around me was privy of how to handle that because they were, on the course that they want to go. And so they left with those opportunities lined up for them. I didn't have any opportunities lined up for me. I didn't even know what was going to be my next step. And I was struggling alone. Yes, of course, I talked to my family, but I didn't talk to the people who were right in front of me that were able to help because I don't know if I didn't think they would help me or I just didn't really feel this aware that I do now to understand that I actually need to just, speak to somebody about this. Fast forward to 5 years later. As I am on my career transition at this point, I personally made sure I reached out for a mentor because I know this one-man show is not going to get me nowhere. It's still hard for me to accept help and still hard for me to ask, but I am trying to train myself to do it different. You know, honestly, I saw another video today by Glow, and she was talking about self-care is being sold to us as getting our hair and our nails done and skincare routine, and all of those things are a part of self-care, and they are great because they help us to look good, then we feel good, right? But also, the biggest part of self-care is self-discovery. It's understanding why we do the things we do. It's understanding why we feel the way we feel. Why does this thing bother me? Why am I triggered by that? Why do I make these decisions over and over, even though I know better? It's being curious about ourselves and giving ourselves the love in the areas that we need. Like, even if somebody comes in our life, if people come in our life and offer us love, they cannot outlove our traumas. They cannot outlove the parts of us that we don't even understand ourselves. And they don't know the struggles that we have internally every single day unless we explain them. And even if we explain them, because only the person who has the shoes on knows how tight it's squeezing, right? And so I am still in this stage where I'm trying to understand. Yes, I can point back to experiences in my childhood where, I just started just being self-sufficient and just doing it myself, and also just not having people I could rely on. And even though as I've grown up, there's a lot of that in my reality regardless. And when people do come who I can rely on, it's just a challenge to let it all go and rely, right? But as I've always said, we have to be graceful with ourselves and take it one step at a time. Now that I took the step upon myself to reach out for a mentor in my career transition, I have to pat myself on my back because I know I need help to get to the next stage. And so I have to just reach out. I literally just had a session with my mentor, and when I'm in that session, I feel so vulnerable and I feel so like needy. I don't think needy is the word, but just so powerless. And I'm thinking about it like I am getting the help that I need. I'm getting the I'm having someone walk alongside me through this. And instead of feeling like, yes, I have support, I internalize that as, man, I cannot do this myself. What am I lacking? You see? So it's just like everything is a mindset shift. And the more I allow myself to go through this stage and this feeling, the easier it's going to get for me to actually identify the areas in my life that I need someone to walk alongside me and to share those parts and to accept the help, and the support. I don't know why this is on my spirit to share because it honestly feels very vulnerable and intimate to me, but as I'm growing and developing myself, I just want to help the person who is in this stage. I want to tell you that you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to walk alone. And even though I could literally come on here and just have my energized, pumped up videos talking about different business ideas and business concept and so forth, which, as I said, I still upload those videos, but I want to be authentic to my flow. I want to speak directly to what I think can be helpful, because yes, you are helpful You upgrade your money, which is definitely something that I will always recommend everybody to do. Like, you have to have options. I talk about that all the time, and that is what money gives you. It's not about being greedy. It's not about being wanting too much. Like, what is that? It's about giving yourself options. It's about reaching to the highest potential, and it's about advocating for yourself in a way that meets your desires. Right? So I talk about these things all the time. And you have to be the person that can manage the type of wealth that you want. That also includes personal growth and development. So yes, you want the money, you want the opportunities that are going to come with it, but you are also having to go with it. I've mentioned this quote so many times. If you want to go long, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. There's power in community. That's something that even me as a self-starter is realizing. Yes, it's good to be independent and it's good to be able to do things for yourself and by yourself. But there is a point where it will be your biggest downfall. Because we were not meant to be alone in life, walk alone in life. We need support from people. We need people to walk alongside us, to get us to help us to get us to our destination, and for us to help to get them to their destination as well. And so I've talked about my experiences in teamwork. I've had a lot of bad teamwork, and I've just really not been privy of doing certain work with people. And I've also had excellent teams. And it gives you hope to make you know that with the right combination of skills, anything is possible. All right. But regardless of the type of personas that we work with, we still need people to get to our destination. We still need people to walk alongside and support us. Like, it would be such a lonely feeling to have all the money in the world and just not have anybody to talk about the low moments, the high moments, all of it with. So community is essential for our mental health and for our well-being. And I just wanted to come on here and share that with y'all, because I just think this will be helpful as you're trying to design the life that you want, as you're trying to develop the lifestyles and just who you're trying to be as you grow. Right? So I hope this was helpful, and share it with a friend. Share it with somebody who can benefit from this content. And know that you don't have to go alone. Even though it may feel less stressful, it may feel less risky, but no risk, no reward. That's what they say. Yeah. So no risk, no reward. And just alongside with upgrading your financial lifestyle, try to see what strength you have that is also either became a weakness, is becoming a weakness, or could potentially become a weakness, and try to get ahead of things. Because if I could rewind this a little bit further, I would have done things a lot different. And even now I realize that even though we want to make changes, not everything is just an automatic fix. We have to be patient with ourselves and take things one step at a time. All right, so that's all for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and if it is, drop a comment below. Tell me what stood out to you. Share it with a friend, and like this video as you go on. And if you have not yet, you can check out my private Facebook community, where you will be surrounded by ambitious women who are on their journey to holistic wealth, mind, soul, and body, and just have a community of women to grow alongside you. All right, but thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.